folks, I'm going to tell you 5 quick facts about black bull markets. Now, did you know, number 1, they're New Zealand FMA regulated? Number 2, did you know they have a copy trading service where you can either be a signal provider or copy signals? And number 3, did you know they've got over 26,000 tradable assets, including Forex, crypto, stocks, indices, and even more? And number 4, did you know they offer 500 to 1 leverage? And number 5, if you open up an account today and trade 1 lot a month, they're going to give you TradingView Pro for free. Check them out, Black Bull Markets.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you had a great night if you are in Eastern Time. So we are back at it again today. We are looking at gold. As you can see on the screen here, we are on the weekly time frame, and we're gonna try to see the big picture here. So from February, I believe it was, yes, from February to the end of February to the month of May, we had a big push up, which is so far in the last, within the year, this is the biggest movement that we have had in price in terms of the weekly time frame. This is the range from this low to this high. And as we can see here, we are currently in a discount within that range on the weekly time frame. And also, we have identified in the previous live that price is currently inside of this big BC, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, and it's it tap into it here on June, but didn't close it entirely, and then again this month it tapped into it, but still it take out liquidity below this low here, but still there's some left here. But I believe if price wants to go higher, it might not go to fill it entirely. So that's one thing to consider. And within this imbalance here, we are seeing prices reacting. First, we have this weekly inversion for value gap here that was created on July 1st, second week of July, I believe. We have this inversion for value gap, and from the current price move, this is our range. We have this range as well. From May to August, we have this range, and our present range that we are inside is this range here, from this high to this low. And we can see here that's our equilibrium within the current range of price. So from this high to that low, that's our current range. And inside of that range, we have this weekly inversion for value gap, which is above equilibrium. And we have this weekly for value gap that price is currently inside of, which is below equilibrium. And that's for the weekly time frame. Those are the levels that we're watching. If price wants to go higher, we are expecting it to react to this weekly fair value gap. But otherwise, price might retrace down there after reacting to this weekly fair value gap. Let's drop a little bit into the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, we might have some confirmation that price wants to go lower. As you can see here, on Friday, price reacted. On Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, price reacted to this weekly fair value gap and did not break it, still close in it or outside and below it. And on Monday, we had a big push up that break the fair value gap, but still it didn't close above the 50% of the fair value gap. As you can see here, it is the 50%. It didn't close above the 50% of the fair value gap. So that's a sign that price might want to respect this fair value gap. So as we can see here on the daily, yesterday we had a big push up and price closed below the 50%. And today we had a big push up without taking the high of yesterday price action. So we are currently within the range of yesterday. And within that range, we might be expecting price to go down to the previous day, to yesterday's low, and also to Friday's low down there. And also on the daily time frame, we have a fair value gap here that was tapped into on Friday to create the big push up. So we might see a reaction inside of that today as well. Let's go down to the day to the 1 hour time frame. Currently, price is dropping fast. So as we can identify here, we have a big push down here, movement up, but unfortunately, price didn't take out the previous day high, as we mentioned earlier. So that might be a sign that price wants to go lower, and we'll see here. So here we have which is right after a down close candle. Let's drop a little bit down. Let's see. As we can see on the 15-minute, we are creating lower lows, high, swing low, lower high, lower low, and here lower high, higher low, and then lower high, and we're dropping hard here. We had a breakup structure here and here. And price is currently dropping hard. We currently don't have any entries on gold, so we'll wait and see what price wants to do. This is a 1 hour fair value gap. In terms of target, we have this low here where liquidity would be residing, and the previous day low, the low of yesterday. See that price did react inside of this gap here. Even on the 15 minute, we had a beautiful reaction there. That could have been a beautiful entry. So we'll see how this 1 hour candle closes. And based on that, we'll see if we can consider this fair value gap for an entry. Although we would prefer to refine it down to the lower time frame so we can have a smaller stop loss and bigger risk to reward.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me.
Sorry, I was double muted. So I was saying that unfortunately, I'm not looking to take any trade on the 1 minute at this time, as you need to have a higher time frame narrative behind it, and currently the higher time frame narrative is a sell. Price is selling strongly, and it's not giving yet an opportunity to enter. Like for example, on the 15 minute right now, you can see it gave an opportunity here, but that was at 6:45. So far right now, I'm waiting to see if price is willing to go back into that area, and If it's willing to go back into that area, I might consider taking a sell trade, and at that time I will try to frame the trade on the 1 minute time frame. But at this point, the 1 minute is not yet of interest to me, because you have to start from the bigger time frame. As you have seen at the beginning, I have started to frame the price movements since the weekly down to the daily, the 1 hour, and right now we are on the 15 minutes and 1 hour. Mostly we're looking at 1 hour and 15 minutes to see what price is doing and what it wants to do. So currently we are waiting to see how this 1 hour candle close. This will give us more insight on what price might want to do after this 1 hour close.
Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand, and damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power.
Once we have signs of confirmation for entries, we'll dip down into the 1 minute time frame. But for now, we're not.
I swear to God, they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all wanna ring. Yeah, we all wanna be free. So show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart? Are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs. Are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God, they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God, they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it.
We can see here that on US 30 it did something pretty similar to, it didn't take the high of yesterday, and it's showing signs of wanting to continue lower, although we can see that we are reacting to this fair value gap here on the daily. Yesterday's high was 34,640.2 and this high is 34,639. So it fell short to take yesterday's high.
Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me
That might be a retracement into that
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the face
breaker here.
like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town.
Lately, price action has been really bumping into the US 30, as you can see. Just a lot of consolidations. 1 day, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. We also had, prior to that, a reaction into this gap here. That is from 5-day movements, and we move up into that daily fair value gap. So right now we are currently within that range, up and down.
And you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. That's it, the end of the song. Next time you sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is overloaded, man, I'm losing it. Don't let them tell you what to do, man, they don't know shit.
As you can see here, pure consolidation in price. Up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up. Pure consolidation. Good morning, Jay. That could be an interesting trade on US 30 for this morning. That could be an interesting trade on US 30 for this morning. As you can see here, we had this swing high and a failed swing here. But after that, we had a swing high, swing low, and a higher high, a swing high here, which makes this down close candle here a breaker. And inside of the breaker, that was confirmed by this candle here. We have an up close candle inside of it. As well as an inversion for value gap that's overlap with the breaker here. Why? That's the reason why I had my stop loss a little bit higher than the breaker itself. Usually I put it at the top of the breaker. So price already reacted to the breaker here by getting back into it, but I like to have extra confirmation. So I would want to see it push up a little bit inside of it. For example, within the range of that up close candle. But it might not do that. This 1 hour candle is about to close 4 minutes, 3 minute 48. We always take a look at our calendar here, and we have a little bit of news for the S&P CS Composite, which will be at 9 a.m. this morning. It's the change in the selling price of single-family home in 20 metropolitan areas. So we should be on the lookout for that, although I won't be there. The live will be over, but that's a beautiful trade idea for me in USD that I would be interested to take part in. So you could go down to the 5 minute. Let me see here. Let's see on the 5 minute how it looks. Seems that we had a reaction to the breaker here and a fair value gap, but still this did not satisfy. I wanted to see a little bit more of a push inside of the breaker, but it might not give it. So if you are willing to take a trade on USD, that's a good idea here. That's my idea for a trade. You can see if it matches your criteria for trades.
Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, your check is I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold an obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11,
you can see that even before the close, gold already take out this low here, which was sell side liquidity.
Ready for a fight, believe me. When they drag the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives. You create thoughts. Never waste time. You got one shot. You got one life. Better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5. No mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way. What I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. people like sheep, move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready
As a refinement for the fair value gap on the 15 minutes here, we can see it's inside of the breaker.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard,
And
struggle just
gold
to be
keep
me.
pushing.
Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour, take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm f***ed off at these f***ing clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
If we have a change, a market structure shift to the upside here, I might be interested in a buy to this level in gold. Something that would look like
But it's not what it seems, man, it's hard to be seen. When everybody wants to be king, yeah, they all wanna ring, yeah, we all wanna be free. So show me
something
what
that
you
would
got,
look like
what you
that.
bring, how you fight in the ring,
If we have a market structure shift to the upside.
scars, got some needs, are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm f***ed off at these f***ing clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm f***ed off at these f***ing clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, some losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. Yeah, there's no mercy in this world just hunger thirsty persons in different versions, each new update that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please Lord, give me a sign, a sign. That's it, the end of the song. Next time you sing along, trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give, don't ask questions, shut your lid.
Currently, US30 is at our entry point.
Don't run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is overloaded, man, I'm losing it. Don't let them tell you what to do, man, they don't know shit.
And gold, it's doing its thing. I'm not gonna tell you when to enter, unfortunately. I did the analysis, but it's up to you to do your analysis, see if it check your criteria, and you can. That's just an idea. Because you should be responsible for a trade that you are willing to take. Nobody else. Gold is still not showing any sign of wanting to return into this gap here on the 1 hour. Dropping without retracement, so no entry on gold so far for me. And be mindful that we have a news red folder news today at 9 a.m. for the S&P and the price of the single family home, the change in the selling price. Be mindful of that. Gold's dropping to our second target, it seems. I'm not seeing any reaction yet to those two down close candle here. And if we consider this price movements, this candle would be a breaker. It did have a reactions based from this price leg, but I'm not seeing any reaction from gold right now. So US30 seems to be respecting that up close candle here.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, your check is I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold an obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me.
Odinaka Nwankwo is asking, how many pairs do you trade? I trade many pairs, but it depends on price action, on probably the time of the year or my feelings. I trade US30, that's my first and main pair, I would say, but lately I had take a break from US30 because I wasn't doing great with US30 lately, so I just take a break from it and I focus more on USD JPY lately and gold. But I also trade GJ, GBP JPY. I also trade sometimes the Nasdaq US 100, but not that much. I trade many pairs. It really depends on the time, on the circumstances. Like for example, when I'm trading GJ, I like to trade it with UJ, Euro JPY. Sometimes they move together. Sometimes you might have divergence in between the two, and you have the move in one and the move comes after in the other one. So I use both to trade, like GJ and UJ. For example, in the morning London session, if I'm trading both and I see a divergence, I might take the trade on GJ or EJ, depending on which gives the best risk to reward ratio. So I trade many pairs, but all depends on time of the year. Sometimes what price is doing, because I don't like some US30. I like it when it's small, but sometimes, like for example in August, since I would say July to August, I was not feeling it. Gold has been great lately. So many pairs. If I can say US 30 gold, USD JPY, GBP JPY, UO JPY. I like the JPY pairs. They move a lot, like just like US 30 or gold. Still not seeing any reaction from gold here. As you can see, it's been dropping since 6 a.m. No signs of any retracement yet. That will invite us in. I mean, it did give us an entry, but it was earlier around 6:45. Yes, 6:45. I was not yet in part of the chart. That would have been a beautiful trade. You have breakout structure here, breakout structure here, and then exactly that would be a, I believe they call it mitigation block. I'm not really familiar with it. And price return into this fair value gap and into this down close candle here and drop. So that would have been a beautiful trade, but we were not there yet in front of the charts. Since then, price hasn't given us any clear signs of an entry. US 30 seems to be rejecting that breaker after reacting to this up close candle and this fair value gap, which is inside of the breaker. So one thing I like when I'm trading is having many signs, like confluences. Like, I did not only take the trade based on the breaker, I did not take the trade based on the fair value gap, I did not take the trade based on the up close candle or order block, no matter how you want to call it, but I take the trade on the confluences of signs, like all those, because as I say, usually to me, ICT concepts, they are not a strategy or something that you use just you use the fair value gap, you use the breaker or some. It's not a strategy for me, it's a framework. That's how price delivers, that's how price works. So I'm seeing price working here. First, it gives me a breaker, and the breaker was this down close candle here, this black candle here, because you see you have a swing high, swing low, and a higher swing high. So the last down close candle here is considered to be a breaker. It gives me a breaker at first, and then after this swing high, that confirms the breaker. I mean, that's a first confirmation that this candle is gonna be a breaker. The second confirmation is when this candle breaks down here. So that's my final confirmation that this candle is a breaker. So after seeing that confirmation that this candle is confirmed to be a breaker, I look inside of it to see what else. So inside of it, we have this up close candle, and before that we have this inversion fair value gap here, which gives me an insight on where to place my stop loss if price wanted to go higher, as it could be. It could have go higher. So I place my stop loss above the inversion fair value gap. Usually they are great support and resistance to price. And then based on this up close candle and below it, this fair value gap, I frame the entry around it here. So we had many confluences behind this trade. Gold still dropping, no reaction so far. So in terms of reaction, we would be interested in a reaction where it gives us an entry for the retracement. We could capitalize on the retracement into this 1 hour gap, or an entry to continue down. If it's not willing to go there, it might gives us an entry to continue down, but we are still waiting to see that. we could consider that we're currently within a gap in goals. Like as you can see here, we have this long wick, which ICT considers to be gaps as well. And we did reach into the 50% of that wick, consistent encroachment of that wick, which is this here. So let's wait and see if it holds and gives us finally a reaction to for retracement up. That's a consistent encroachment of that wick. And as for targets, we can potentially look at this low here. Yes, this would be this would be a well-placed target here, considerable target. This low here, which is also inside of a gap. So yes, this is, I would say, a perfect target. And one other confluence that made me interested in taking the sell in US 30 at this point is that we can see here we didn't take yesterday's high. This high comes in at 34,640.3, and this high comes in at 34,639. So we didn't take the high, so which is to me a sign that price is weaker. It wants to go down, and also within this range here, from this high to this low, we are in a premium above equilibrium. So those are factors that make it interesting to take a sell trade here. Gold playing around slowly. Hopefully we can see some price reaction to the 8:30 open. If nothing, then that will be the end of our live this morning. As you can see here, long close candle all the way. Some people might have been interested in taking a trade here at 8 around that time, but usually I don't like to take trades within a move. Like if a move started, I like to take the trade when after we have a retracement, or I might take the retracement. I might take the trade from the current price to the level of retracement I set that I want to see price move up to. But as you can see here, this move has started since 6, so I don't really enjoy taking, like, for example, entering a sell here. I wouldn't be comfortable with that, but some people do, but I wouldn't be. I prefer to wait and see some higher probability setup. To me, that's a low probability setup, as it could have reversed from there, it could have reversed from there, so at any point it could reverse. So I would prefer to capitalize on the retracement, or wait for it to get there and sell. But so far, hopefully we can see a nice reaction here from this consistent encroachment.
Somebody who could save him instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem.
That's an expectation.
The world change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase. I don't want a place. I want to be first. Work till it hurts. Dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives. You create thoughts. Never waste time. You got one shot. You got one life. Better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5. No mean.
But there's nothing that says that price has to retrace to that level. It might just continue dropping down without any retracement. And if that's the case, I'm not interested in gold, because I don't like to chase a move. I like to take the move when it starts or after a pause, like this move here in US30. It starts here, drop, pause, continue, pause, and then it just retrace and then drop. So I like this move because it gives me an opportunity to enter the trade, but goal is not. I might be seeing some market structure shift here, just as we expected. The 8:30 open. Nice reaction from the consistent encroachment. As you can see, no price close below it, and we're currently seeing some market structure shift here, but that's still on the 1 minute. That's not high probability, because as I said, you must have confirmation. Like for example, I would want to see this. If price wants to retrace now, I would want to see price start taking those high. You see the high of this candle, I would want to see price take it. If price like break structure, do a market structure shift on the 1 minute, but on the 15 minute it didn't take this high here, still not strong to me as a sign of price wanting to retrace.
Everybody wants to be king, yeah, they all wanna ring, yeah, we all wanna be
as it might well be a little retracement to continue to move down, in which case I'm not interested into it.
got heart, are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs, are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's
Currently had a 1 to 1.4 already.
you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now.
1 to 1.4 already.
Stop till I wear the crown.
Right, round numbers, definitely. I mean, round numbers is also something that ICT use. He might not have talked about it recently, but if you have his previous mentorship from even 2011, I believe 2011, 20, was it in 2016? I don't think it was in 2016, but from 2011, I believe that it did introduce those concepts in forex, the round numbers.
Feel like I'm losing my mind.
Yes, definitely.
Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign.
I mean, I'm not saying that the round numbers are his concept, but it did talk about them in his mentorship in the year 2011, I believe.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and
So we're about to see a second break of market structure shift here, EOS here, but I'm not seeing any price closure above that yet.
give me that crown. Get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, I'm losing it.
Yes, one could say that. Yeah, definitely. One could say that.
I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Most of the time, I don't use a trailing stop. Most of the time, I use a trailing stop if I'm not willing to risk the full amount. Like for example, I enter a trade, I'm risking 0.25%, but I'm not really confident in the trade and I'm not willing to risk that much. Once price move to 1 hour, I would put the stop at less than what I risk. I might move it down to 0.10%. And if price continues to move in my direction, I might move it down to break even and so on. Once or twice I might move it during the trade, but I don't usually keep a trailing stop loss most of the time. I don't, because the pairs that I trade, US30 gold, USD JPY, GBP JPY, they like to fake moves. Like they are wiki most of the times. You gotta have a lot of wicks that takes you out and then continue in your direction. The pairs that I trade most of the time, they don't like trailing stop loss. That's why I don't use them often. But if you're trading a pair that is more conservative, like Euro USD, I believe, yes, Euro USD, GBP USD, maybe USD, the other majors that doesn't include any GBP or JPY, I believe those are less wiki. We might you might be more inclined to use a trailing stop loss, but with US30 gold, GJ and UJ, I definitely don't like it because it happens to me so often. Price just take me out and then continues in my direction. So right now we have seen that it takes out this high here, but the way it's dropping, it more so look like an entry for sale, I would say, but let's wait and see. I want to see a close above this high to consider a market structure shift and seeing a, but I'm not sure we're gonna see a retracement because price is moving so strongly. But as we're gonna have a news event at 9, they might use that as a catalyst to push it inside of this and then push down. But if there were no news events, I wouldn't be confident in price returning into this fair value gap. Yep. Yep, definitely. As I always say, ICT concepts, they are frameworks, and there are a lot of frameworks that people use to trade with. A lot of frameworks. Some people use other methods, other framework, and as soon as you know the framework, as soon as you know what you're doing, whether it's round numbers, support and resistance, those things, no matter what it is, as soon as you know what you're doing, you master it, you get your risk management in check, trading is a piece of cake. That might be hard to believe, but trading is not difficult. It's the human nature that is difficult. It's definitely the human nature. Yes, so as I said, this looks more like a sell entry to me than it wanted to break above and continue to this level. But we'll see as we have the news event at 9. So yes, this definitely looks like as a sell to me. Yes, if you were looking to take a sell trade, that would have been a beautiful entry. But I'm not, as I said earlier, I'm not willing to take a sell at that level. As you can see, the 830 gives us a little retracement, and inside of that retracement, as we already have the premise that price wanted to go lower, this is a breaker. This down close candle here is a breaker. It is confirmed by this swing up higher high, and then this low break it, and it returns into this fair value gap here. So this would have been a beautiful entry for a sell, but I'm not interested in selling down there. But this would have been a beautiful entry. Exactly. You definitely want to trade on those levels. And if you are going through price action alone, you're gonna see the reaction. It's obvious. Like each time price reach those level, it bounces off, it reacts from them. So you're gonna see the reaction definitely. Mostly on the higher time frames, like the 4-hour and the 1-hour time frame, you're gonna see the reaction clear and neat. And here we definitely have, I would say, confirmation that price might want to go lower here or not. Let's see. It did take this low here. So US30 is back inside of our entry. I mean, not inside of our entry, but close to it. So as you already know, my expectations for gold and US30, we are in a beautiful trade so far. And be mindful that at 9 you're gonna have a news event, and that's where we leave each other for today. Hopefully we can see each other tonight again in Asian session, and that would be it. Thank you everyone that was here with us. Fasil, Rashid, Zakaria, Jay, Breaking Bad, Netflix, Odinaka, Mr. 11th Hour. Thank you everyone for tuning in. And on this note, I say goodbye. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye. So he's been looking for somebody who could say